Welcome back, everybody. You got Will and I Man here from the Block Renter, MetaZone, and Rovi, and today we're going to talk about Boson Protocol's latest update.
Yeah, dude. Is this a sleeping giant? I don't know if we've ever recorded anything about Boson in the past. I feel like we probably
have. I feel like we have.
I think we had to, in context of we are supposedly the Metaverse guys.
Yeah.
No, we are definitively the Metaverse guys.
Yeah.
Because we literally live and breathe this stuff. And if you go back to the reference video of the 2023 greatest sectors to keep your eyes on this year,
That's right.
Metaverse infrastructure is one of them. So Boson Protocol, I think you can argue, is attempting to provide an infrastructure component, right, to the Metaverse.
Right. That's right. Yeah. So on
Yeah.
March 1st, today, they announced the latest update to the roadmap. They have a couple of sections here: contribute to the ecosystem. So they're having the community to contribute.
Yeah. Just by reading their Medium articles, they seem to be in a much more decentralized stage
Yeah.
as they were previously, which is good to see.
Yeah. That's
A
right.
lot of projects promise to get to that point, and it's a lot more difficult in practice.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is. And then, so they have an open beta launch in what quarter is this? So on Boson DApp. So it looks like 2 million in transactions with 32 brands. It's pretty good. 14,000 sales.
So yeah, it's good to see something. Not many projects like you were talking
Yeah.
about. We had a podcast recording yesterday, and we were struggling to identify products that Web3 has actually come up with.
Right.
Products until what?
Well, I mean,
Sales.
I guess, yeah, for sure. But in the context of that conversation specifically, it's like, what is the product that has captured the zeitgeist of humanity, like
Yeah.
ChatGPT has?
For AI.
Yeah, and I think the only product so far for crypto is just like the money aspect, but
Yeah.
nonetheless, that's a huge deal, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so they have I want to show you guys a video of Justin, one of the co-founders. He's showing a video here, accessing sort of a portal to purchasing items within the metaverse, Decentraland.
Yeah.
So we know a little bit about Decentraland.
We do.
Having been in there for almost 4 years now, since
Correct.
the beta days.
But this is interesting for a few reasons, because I think the fidgetality of this, which is a whole new word.
Yeah.
You know, fidgetal is a whole new word in itself. But basically, this enables people within like a metaverse experience to conduct real-world transactions.
Commerce.
Basically bridge the virtual to the physical world, right?
Mhm.
Which is very important, like in the future of the metaverse, where, you know, we are still physical beings. We have bodies.
Yeah.
We have life to them, and we want to preserve as much value to that. That includes, you know, from time to time buying real-world products to make our real-world experiences that much greater.
Absolutely.
Even if we end up spending the majority of our time in virtual environments,
Yeah.
we still have to have access to these types of commerce solutions, right? So that's what this is demonstrating.
Yeah, and
know?
we were kind of speculating to what extent this technology can kind of get ported to, and we were talking about a crazy example of like McDonald's leveraging this protocol.
More specifically, the protocol component of issuing our NFTs,
Right.
which are redeemable NFTs, meaning like you're buying not just a standard NFT, it's an NFT integrated part of an ecosystem that has,
Right.
you know, partners that are going to honor the NFT and actually send you a real physical product as a result,
Right.
in exchange for that digital asset. So that's a big deal. So we're like, yeah, what else can you like make redeemable from the real world in the digital space?
Yeah, because we were talking about the actual cost of a burger, right?
Yeah,
And,
I don't know how that got. We must have been hungry or something.
Well, we're trying to figure out from like a business perspective, like, is this viable?
True.
And so we did a quick search. It costs about $1 to make an entire burger from like, you know, McDonald's or something like that.
A double cheeseburger.
Yeah.
Right. Standard stuff.
And so then from a business standpoint, if you and I were to purchase like, you know, have this partnership kind of in place where we have these RNFT burgers where people will play our game, they earn these burgers, the people who earn them can go and redeem them for actual burgers. And so our customer acquisition cost would be about $1 so that they can interact with our game, they earn a burger, and they can go trade it.
That's right.
So it seems like a reasonable bet, right? For like these huge brands to really be a part of the metaverse.
1,000%. Yeah, no matter what, every company that exists today at some point is going to have to figure out their angle, their vertical of how to exist in the metaverse, just like they had to figure out how to exist on the web.
That's right.
Right? The internet was that much of a transformative, like, new paradigm layer, right? The metaverse is going to do that times like 1,000.
Yeah.
So whether it's just issuing digital representations of burgers where people pay full price for them, but they still need a way to redeem these things, to know like these aren't like fraudulent NFTs or something like that. It just means, yeah, Burger King or McDonald's, they're just doing more business, right?
Exactly.
Whenever people are, you know, immersed into the virtual, it's not like all of a sudden they forget that these things exist.
Yeah, I mean, who wouldn't want to like interact with a game where they earn a burger and then they could go to the store and actually redeem it?
Yeah, and then that got us talking even like weirder or like deeper of like now we're kind of like in the beginnings of like a commodities market for like
futures trading,
perishable goods.
Yeah,
you know, we're not trading soybeans and stuff like that anymore. Yeah. We're trading like actual like futures contracts on redeemable burgers and stuff like that. It's like, and I was thinking, I was like, dude, is that viable? Like, the only thing that makes me skeptical that there's just not enough like volatility in the price of a burger, like from on a day-to-day basis, right?
Well, with inflation standpoint, I mean, everything is just getting more expensive.
Yeah, and with inflation, I guess this is actually like a safeguard for like, you know, big producers of burgers to maybe even like stabilize their inventory management process even further by issuing these futures contracts on burgers.
Yeah.
In the events, like, you know, for whatever reason, like there's like a fucking cow virus.
Yeah.
Like half the supply of cows are just dead.
Yeah.
All of a sudden the price of burgers are like 20x.
Yeah.
Unfeasible. But those people who bought those like futures,
they can redeem
our NFTs is like time to cash in, baby.
Yeah.
Or sell them, I guess, to another. I don't fucking know. Like this could be finagled into like a whole new market economy, which I love.
Yeah.
And that's just using burgers as an example.
Yeah.
You could do this for products
literally
across
anything.
the whole spectrum.
That's right.
So yeah, once we kind of like got into that conversation, like holy shit, you know, this is a big deal. Like metaverse commerce, just digitizing physical stuff in a digital representation, like wrapping that enables like so much more.
Yeah.
You know?
And so the effort for Boson Protocol is to find these partners to accept this redeeming process.
Correct. And I think that comes with adoption of the metaverse itself, of course, because they seem to be really like focused on the metaverse component of this. Yeah. This is why they're in Decentraland, you know, building products, right? And then they have an SDK, a toolkit, tool set for developers to create other stuff like this.
Yeah.
So the problem for them is going to be, okay, so the metaverse obviously needs more traffic, right? In order for big companies to see the value in this stuff. But if you go to another one of these articles, they've already sealed the deal with tons of these fashion brands and partners. Not this one.
Partners, yeah. Here we go.
Yeah, so this is from last year's Metaverse Fashion Week. And right above there is a list of all the different companies they've partnered with. Tommy Hilfiger.
Hogan. Deadfellas.
Yeah. That's a pretty long list. And a lot of these are fashion companies, so I'm not really too... I'm not the most fashionista of them all, but I know Tommy Hilfiger for sure. And I've seen the list of this year's Metaverse Fashion Week, which is coming at the end of this month, end of March.
Yeah.
And they're going to do the same thing. They're basically going to set up a whole fashion district within Decentraland. Like during the event, you can come see these brands represent their products in the metaverse and actually purchase some of this stuff.
Right.
So, I mean, they're literally the only ones that are providing this like infrastructure for this to even happen in Decentraland.
Dude, I just had a crazy deja vu.
Did you?
With this scene. It's weird.
What do you mean?
I felt
Elaborate.
Like it's almost as if we were talking about this, like, I don't know, before. Like, exactly. It was weird.
I don't think we were, dude.
No, we definitely were not.
Well, we talk about so many things. They're starting to, like, blend.
The merge,
The merge. Like, everything's just starting to merge at this point.
Yeah.
But this is unique in the fact that, again, so we've identified this is a very unique niche, fundamental primitive.
Yes.
That without a doubt the metaverse is going to have to incorporate at some point.
Yeah, and so total amount that they raised was around $35 million.
Total.
And they had an ICO worth about $25 million.
Yeah, in 2021.
2021.
So they're definitely...
They're stacked.
They're stacked. But as we've seen in the past, that's not like 100% like guarantee. Like we've seen like Rally, I think, raise even more.
Yeah.
And they still went bust.
Yeah.
So it's like... From a fundamental analysis perspective of these projects, funding amounts, funding raises it's important. For one, it gives the project
a probability of sticking around, but not a guarantee.
Not a guarantee. Exactly. So that's important to understand.
So,
and then where is it at in the position of the market right now?
They have a token. Yeah. It's called Boson. The market cap is around 25 million. Which is really good.
It's respectable.
Yeah.
It's a respectable market cap in the peak of a bear market, I'd say, especially for the altcoin space.
Yeah, and its peak market cap was at around 250 million. That was during the peak of Bitcoin.
Yeah, exactly. So we're talking a 10x difference. This is pretty typical. Like, I don't think this chart represents anything as far as like from a fundamentals perspective. This is literally just like the spectrum of what happens in a bull market and a bear market. 90% dump off.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's pretty standard.
Yeah, it doesn't change anything about the fundamentals of what this protocol is proposing. And if anything,
presents an opportunity.
If you do believe that this is going to be okay, first of all, you got to understand what is the projection of a metaverse e-commerce economy.
Huge.
Trillions.
Yeah.
We're not saying that. Like everyone else is saying that. And if that's going to happen, somebody's got to provide components of, how are we going to be transacting and how are big companies going to do that?
Right.
So this is a solution, right? So this is very speculative, very, I don't know.
Yeah.
Juicy, in my opinion. If I had like a juice factor, this would be like a 9 out of 10.
High juice.
A lot of juice.
And check this out. All-time low was at 16 cents. Guess where it's at right now? Around 22 cents.
So we're almost there.
Yeah, so it's not that far. So, I mean, if you're looking into metaverse projects, this is definitely one to keep an eye on. Yeah,
we're gonna keep our eyes on it as well because it's part of our sectors of growth. Metaverse infrastructure. The metaverse is severely lacking in infrastructure, and anybody contributing in that space is a winner in our eyes. But
absolutely,
there was something I thought you would like is what their DAO has kind of voted on.
Okay, so Boson Protocol DAO vote number 3, setting protocol fee. Okay.
Yeah, I thought you would like this just because you're all about sustainability, right?
Right.
And that was one of your fundamental. Like we made a video recently about a project that was clearly going to fail.
Yeah.
I don't want to name names, but it did fail, and we kind of like highlighted red flags, right?
Yeah.
And your big one was like, is there a pathway to sustainability?
Yeah. Is there a business here?
Yeah, well, basically, is this project, this DAO, whatever the fuck, is it generating some sort of revenue?
Yeah, exactly.
Because if it's not, then it's for sure going to fail.
That's right.
Right? Because that means it's relying on the token.
That's right.
Only, which is not a sustainable business model, So the DAO, the community, has decided, you know what? If anybody wants to redeem these RNFTs and we're providing a valuable service from a protocol perspective, you have to pay a little bit of fee.
Yeah, they're like, you know what? Let's listen to Will.
Pretty much. And I think it's sensible. And it's not even that much.
Yeah. So protocol fee parameter setting 3 options. Option A is 0.5% for protocol B or fee.
Yeah.
Option B is 0.6%. Option C is 0.7%. So see, this is where I wonder if you put your business hat on.
Yeah.
I wonder what the community is like, what the difference is between 0.5, 0.6, and 0.7. Like, I feel like some of this stuff, like, I don't know, you got to make the executive call and like claim it. But then again, it depends on like how their protocol is set up and its governance decision, all that stuff.
Exactly. And I think that's fair. And this is a good indication that the foundation, the team that set this all up, they're actually honoring the premise of what it is they said they would do, is create like a Web3 protocol.
Mm-hmm.
Actually decentralized with the community governing its future. So this is a good precedent to witness,
And they have an AMA pretty frequently. I joined their Discord and I was chatting with a couple of guys there and they're like, are you joining the AMA? It's like, so it's pretty regular.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So, they have an active community. They got innovations happening. Let's see. Did we cover everything? And then
this is the roadmap, so we didn't really go all the way through it. But
still on OpenSea,
the Decentraland component that they are announcing, I think that's basically the stage they're at now, where they're demonstrating how these kiosks and these little point of sale terminals are going to operate in Decentraland.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're releasing all the different, SDK or
I mean, we've built some of this stuff ourselves for Decentraland, and it's accepting cryptocurrency that isn't Mana is pretty complex in Decentraland.
Yeah.
Like you have to do a lot of gymnastics in order to enable that. So I definitely, we understand where they're coming from when it comes to Decentraland accepting payments here.
Yeah, and that's another thing to highlight. Like we have a unique perspective in the analysis of this project because we are in the metaverse commerce sector. So we look at these guys and we look at what it is they're attempting to provide as far as like a value service.
Yeah.
And right away we're like, yeah, this is needed, right?
Yeah, I mean, I would like to talk to Boson Protocol because this kiosk, we've made tons of these before.
Yeah, we have.
And we have a system where we can distribute this content throughout all lands in Decentraland.
Exactly.
And so if we could just partner with these guys, get the protocol embedded into this, all of a sudden, all their brands can exist not in Fashion District,
exactly,
but they can exist in all lands in Decentraland.
Yeah.
And on top of that, in DCL Worlds, ENS domain names, Hyperfy, like we cover all that distribution.
Correct. So yeah, that means like Tommy Hilfiger. Yeah, it's not confounded to just
just
a district.
one dot in the map.
Anybody can create their own little like retail, basically mall in their own DCL world.
That's right.
Which all you need is a DCL name to actually generate.
And this is important because from a business perspective, Web3 business in the metaverse, if people are going to be hosting this stuff and like selling Tommy Hilfiger stuff, they got to get a cut, right? The landowner. Yeah. The meta owner who owns the actual kiosk, who's decided to deploy it on your land, everyone has to get a cut because these things are expensive. Land is expensive. And it takes a lot of effort to bring people to the land. So they got to have some sort of business happening.
Correct.
And so that's what we do. We help distribute that cost to the landowner, the meta owner, and everyone involved.
And not just the cost, the actual functionalities of these things that are being distributed, right? Like this is code.
Yeah, this is code.
These are application and they services. Exactly.
Decentraland makes updates, and you don't tell anybody about it, and all of a sudden your content just stops working. So, I mean, we got to maintain these things, right? You got to update them.
Yeah, that's why we view these things as like basically applications of the metaverse. Like this little kiosk for witnessing. This is providing the same value and functionality a Web 2, web page would. Like if you're going to an Amazon. That's an application where you could basically do the same thing, where you could buy products from that application that is Amazon.
Yeah.
So you're going to need to if the metaverse is ever going to become a multi-trillion-dollar thing, and it truly is the evolution of the 2D web interfacing that we do every day in our lives, then all the same functions and values that the internet provides us has to exist in the metaverse. You have to be able to do these same functions and extract the same amount of value that the internet can provide.
Man, and on top of that, the dynamics of the metaverse involve landowners and content owners, and
it's different.
It's way different.
It's way different.
Those are kind of like the affiliate links of the Web 2.
Exactly.
Except they can own this digital content, and then they can contribute to Boson Protocol, to Tommy Hilfiger. They're like pushing those brands.
Yep.
Like that's what you want as a brand, is everybody pushing your brand.
1,000% agree.
And we set up an infrastructure to enable that. Like this is
okay. This morphed into like a MetaZone pitch fest, but that's not the point of this video. But you're right.
Yeah,
the marriage makes sense. So we're gonna be reaching out to you guys soon, Boson.
Yes,
because we see a future for this technology, this protocol layer to be ubiquitous across. Not just deployed in little wherever your partners want it to exist. Or we want this all across the metaverse, right?
Yeah, or wherever your network has land. Like
that's right,
maybe your network has, maybe a large piece of land, but it's not larger than all of Decentraland, right? So
or the whole metaverse.
Or the whole metaverse.
The whole idea is to make this interoperable as well. Like you're saying, so it can function in Hyperfy. It can function in hopefully in the future other side verse. And metaverse XYZ across the board. Like you're going to see this everywhere, right? That's the goal.
Yes. All right, guys. Let us know if you have any questions about Boson Protocol. Do you agree with us? Is this the infrastructure of the metaverse spawning right before our eyes? Let us know in the comment section below. Follow us on Twitter @TheBlockRunner, @MetaZone.io, and @RoviAI, and we will catch you in the next video.
Peace.